Howdy, fight fans. It is the resident upstab hating queen of evil here, acting as your restreamer. And it is not a triple head of commentary. I am the restreamer for this. We actually have two very, very good restreamers here. And let me tell you, it's going to be one heck of a slobberknocker. And who better to have for this double header of absolute pain than the one and the only? We have the guru Mirai, who is going to go ahead and he's going to be laying out all his wisdom and all that good stuff. And then we have the person to go to and beg and plead for more community, hints. So that way we can put in, our usual shenanigans. In one corner, we have the master, the mixer, traiLZ, going against left side GP going chroma. And on the right, we've got Patrick, who is like the champ of basically everything, versus our own Alan. So I'm going to go start this Jimmy Jam up, find out why those screens are looking pretty black. And Mirai and Elendar, you guys are going to go ahead and take this away.
All right, welcome everyone. Quite the intro for everyone. Myself, Elendar, here on the couch in the ZSR Sky box here, along with Royale on tracking, VT Slacker on tracking. All-star team tonight. Elendar, how are we doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. We get an all-star team and all-star runners here. 3 prior tournament champions and poor old TAH in the corner putting up a fight, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I wanted to mention, as Royale's pointing out in chat there, the racer's name is Vanilla Death Mountain. And we have vanilla biomes in this flag set. We don't have a custom flag set, straight tournament flags here. So we might just be blessed with vanilla across the board. We'll have to see. I know I'm ultra excited to see another vanilla biome in this tournament here. We haven't seen enough just yet.
Yeah, I mean, I always love them. I know some of our runners don't, but it should be perfectly fine. These runners are all very experienced, very capable, and even if we get some nastiness in a vanilla shuffle Death Mountain, I think they'll be able to handle it.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some twists and turns along the way, like multi-champions across the board here. Alan Heffley, long-term veteran. I don't mean to leave him out of anything. I don't know Alan's full history in the randomizer. He's like super old school veteran, man. So he's definitely been around for quite a while. I'm sure he's had his wins across the board against tough opponents. He's beaten plenty of people in weeklies and whatnot and other tournaments along the way. So, regardless that the others may be multi-champions, Alan is not a slouch either. And all of these runners are going to be able to handle anything they can get thrown at them. And I'm hoping for a few twists and turns along the way with these runners.
Yeah, and as Krista mentioned, it is officially, while they'll be playing the same seed, traiLZ against Chromataclysm and Patrick against TAH. So we're going to have 2 winners today. We'll see who gets in there first. Yeah, currently, traiLZ and Chroma at 2-0, Patrick and TAH at 1-1.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see even just the caliber of these runners, the way that we hopefully see some divergence, and it'll be interesting to see them play these seeds in all different manners.
Well, no vanilla to start off. We've got mountainous ? Maybe vanilla-like.
Looks kind of mountainous. I see a stringy pathway to the west and to the north here, but there was a little bit of a pond, so could be a little misleading. We'll have to see more.
Yeah, man, attack 1 absolutely awful against these orange diaries, but traiLZ making it look easy with all those double stabs.
Yeah, attack 1 is really not in most seeds, even in just the vanilla game. Attack 1's not really built for those Dairas. Usually, even in vanilla speedruns, you're running into Death Mountain attack 3, but most people are looking for attack 4 when they go into vanilla Death Mountain. So yeah,
most of our runners went north, finding this magic container cave, but Chroma going south right off the bat finds looks like hard container cave and the raft tile.
Speaking of a vanilla Death Mountain, we saw a peek into Death Mountain on traiLZ's side. Looked quite vanilla, unless it just happens to be shuffled into where one of the connectors fell into its vanilla spot. So we'll have to see more of that a little bit later.
Yeah, regular vanilla Death Mountain is not really that bad, as Chroma finds a flute here. Nice pickup. It's just when we get vanilla shuffled and everything becomes pain.
Yeah. Vanilla Death Mountain, if it's used as a connector from one side, say like a Maze Island spits you out on the other side, that it's a little bit of a long dig. There's a lot of caves in Vanilla Death Mountain that you have to push through, but all of these runners, again, veterans, know exactly what to expect in there. Whether it's lit, whether it's not, high levels, low levels, they're going to be able to handle that for sure. Yeah,
one thing worth noting just right off the bat here is we've already found 2 connectors in the west, and they're a cave and the raft tile. What do you figure our odds now that cave leads to Death Mountain are of Vanilla East?
I'm not going to make any predictions here.
Yeah. We've got a lot of signs so far of it, but no guarantees yet. As Chroma finds a key in the small enemies pool.
Yeah, if we don't see the other cave to the backside of Death Mountain, then I'm not sure. This could shuffle our connectors in a weird way.
Yeah, we could definitely have Death Mountain pass through still. Well, I suppose now if we know we have Vanilla Death Mountain Trophy in the east, if we know we have Vanilla Death Mountain and Raft and Cave on the west, that means that there's a Boots for Chroma. Nice progression pickups already.
Yeah, there was a hint for that just in the town that traiLZ was in Boots in the west, and then the trophy was in the east there.
Means Chroma's about to get a very helpful hint on his own, I'm sure.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be a mountainous biome. We're seeing a bunch of swamp laid in these little one-tile walkways here, Chroma's side, and especially down here on Allen as well, showing us all the swamp. That's always an exciting feature of our mountainous biomes is the terrain. The way that vanilla terrain tends to work is it gets bunched together, and so the randomizer tries to keep that in logic, if you will, just to kind of tries to follow that. So that's why we tend to see swamp bundled together like this, and it's terrible to play through, but it is just a feature of the worlds.
Yep, and thankfully swamp isn't too awful of a terrain type this time in terms of encounters.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes it can be pretty bad. It can be stacked with enemies. You're moving slower through the murky, muddy, swampy water, and it's never fun to try to fight red divers or something like that in there.
So far, it looks like progression to the rest of the west might be blocked behind a Saria pass-through. We see a bunch of runners checking Forest, and traiLZ the first one to find Bagu.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything too amazing. I mean, Boots could be very good. They're not going to be that amazing here in the mountainous biome, I don't think. It's possible that they will be, but usually not. Obviously not going to be useful on the Vanilla Death Mountain. We see Pillar Cave. We've seen a few of our runners in Pillar Keybag Cave here. Big Picket as well in there. Now, that's going to be a Heart Container, Magic Container Cave. Or, I'm sorry, that's going to be a Magic Container. In Magic Container Cave, there was a Heart Container, and I don't think we've seen anything beyond that. I don't have trackers up on our four-way screens because trackers it's a very condensed layout here.
Yeah, we had Boots on the grass tile. We had Chroma, at the least, has picked up his flute from I think Heart Container Cave, one of the caves.
Okay, yeah, Royale's confirming that.
Yeah, so we've got Boots and flute for progression items. traiLZ making his way through Saria, having found Bagu, and it definitely is looking like, unless this, Chroma finding Medicine Cave. I'm not sure any of our other runners have found this so far.
I don't think so either. I think he might be the first one in.
Which is, it's going to be a little unfortunate for traiLZ finding Thunder in Saria, but he sort of found this Saria and committed to going through it quickly, and if it turns out there's an important item here in this Medicine Cave, then traiLZ is going to be without it for probably some time.
Ooh. Well, $500 at the end of it. Nice little level there. Chroma's going to like that attack level, but otherwise nothing progression-wise.
Yeah. Meanwhile, traiLZ finding his trophy cave, and that's where Medicine is.
Not sure what the Medicine is going to get us today. I don't know if we've seen Mito just yet. There's been a lot of checks already. I know we've seen Palace 5, at least on a few of our runners. I don't know if we've seen the other two palaces just yet.
Yeah, so far I think no sign of other palaces or Mito, but traiLZ is going to be giving us more signs of our west here in a second once he gets out of the swamp.
All right, there's a 36, a 3/6 from Chroma on his side down there. But this might be Mito right here. Mito's right here. All right, jump. but medicine is on the other side of Saria. It might be reachable. It actually looks like it's reachable, unless Chroma, does it go around? Because Chroma is right in the same area as traiLZ.
Chroma not checking the north end of this area. He's going off to the west first, and unfortunately he's going to miss his medicine with this routing, and traiLZ is going to be able to pick up his jump spell and downstab immediately after, I'm sure.
Ooh, hammer blocked.
Oh, and Chroma takes an up A.
Yeah, that might be a small setback there. That's going to be medicine right there in Trophy Cave next to Saria, and the turn into Mito right here for jump and the immediate downstab. traiLZ going to be the first one to have that. traiLZ is probably a scary opponent to have that, to give that to first.
Hint on Patrick's side, Death Mountain holds the cross.
Okay. So here's another look at Vanilla Death Mountain there. We also saw I think we have both 3, 6, and 5 here on the west. If I'm not, maybe both 3 and 6s are here, I believe.
Ooh, Chroma finding Mito here is going to have, Rudo here is going to have Fairy, but not going to be able to pick it up because we have not seen our trophy yet. But assuming spell hints work properly, which they definitely always do, we're going somewhere east.
It seems to be an issue with the community hints, I think, is what triggers that somewhere. I've never seen it with non-community hints, to be honest, but I would imagine it might be able to happen.
Yeah, there is a way that it can happen. It's sort of a known bug, but I think it's specifically related to starting with spell items, which is only going to happen in our max rando flags and not standard.
Very true.
Effectively, what's happening is 1/11 of the time, some information from the previous generation gets stuck and corrupts the following run. It's a very, very weird and arcade bug that hopefully will get fixed before next max rando, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have a high good outlook for that. Hopefully.
Yep. Ooh, 1-ups in the large enemy pool for Chroma, so pretty kind drops.
All right, so we've got Raft and one side of Death Mountain so far. I think we're going into Death Mountain. I think we're going to see where the other side of this Death Mountain spits us out. We've seen, I think, between our 4 runners, everything at this point. Or wait, are we east with Chroma?
I don't think so. I think Chroma is just. I think he passed through the. No, he's still just looking.
No, this is west. He's about to hit Bagu just south of here.
Yeah. And then he's going to be checking out behind Saria, going to pick up his... words are hard. His downstab and jump spell, which are going to be very useful. But traiLZ continuing to explore. He did pick up his flute, but he's also going to be pretty soon in a situation where he needs to just go through that Death Mountain. Chroma taking a couple stabs for some XP, but
yeah, I don't disagree with these plays. None of our runners have committed to the early Death Mountain. I don't blame them. Again, it's a lot of caves to push through, lower levels, probably not too exciting, even though they're able to handle it if they had to. Downstab is being acquired across the board as we're seeing all of our runners reach Mito at this point, having the medicine. I believe Alan has the medicine. I believe so. Big Pick had just turned all of that in as well. So we're getting downstab. We're running out of places to look for on the west. We've seen, I think, Vanilla Death Mountain on a few of our runners at this point, and we'll likely see that dig here shortly because it doesn't look like the raft is available. It doesn't look like the key is available, and Trophy Blocking Fairy is going to be found in the east. So we got to get east, it sounds like.
Yeah, unless one of our runners want to go through and use these small keys and the small enemies, we're going to see traiLZ, the first one through, deciding Death Mountain's the way to go.
Yeah, and this looks vanilla.
Is this the vanilla room? It's been so long since I played vanilla.
Or maybe
likely.
No,
It's not.
Oh,
I didn't think that was vanilla. Oh wow, but it's so quick,
dude! Total bait, total jet. Wow.
I'm sure traiLZ is breathing a sigh of relief here, although he enjoys these kind of awful, difficult scenes. So.
Well, yeah. If we need to get the Hammer Cave, or obviously one of our items in Death Mountain is the cross. if we need the other item out of there, wow, that might be a lot of fun.
But can you imagine if one of our runners take the left cave? I mean, they're probably going to think it's vanilla and take the right cave first, but can you imagine if one of them takes the left cave first?
Yeah, what a super bait. Wow.
All right, traiLZ is getting us... Yep, okay, Vanilla East confirmed.
Yeah, Vanilla Shuffle
Vanilla.
East. Yeah.
With the flute, not going to be so bad. Flute and the boots, so pretty much got full reign of that East as well, but traiLZ's going to pick up his second item first, just the candle, but we should see traiLZ off in the East again pretty quickly. I think he's just going to take a little peek into the palace, see what it is. And it's 2 or 5, and he does not care which it is. Oh, maybe he does.
It's going to be 2 here.
Okay.
Boots for Pickpicket here on the grass tile as well. No, I guess they're going to be maybe necessary on our Vanilla Shuffled East. A little patch of water there that we can walk on. If there's nothing of interest over there, though, it's not really going to matter.
Yeah, it's just going to be probably 3, slight chance of 2 available tiles that get unlocked by having the boots, but there's 40 or so tiles in the East as it is, so...
Yeah, and on top of that, I guess if we don't have a real connector or a somewhat snaky connection to get to the Darunia section up there, boots might just be the nice shortcut to get there.
traiLZ giving us a check at Three-Eyed Rock. It is a palace, and it's 4.
Yeah, we're trying to find out if we can see where... Oh, okay. Saw a desert child as a pass through there for a moment.
Yep. Everyone clutch teeth together and hope that bug doesn't come up, but Raft here for traiLZ. Honestly, at this point, our runners are running out of potentially required items.
Yeah, just a trophy on the East makes me a little concerned.
Yep.
We have another desert tile right here.
We do know trophy is fairy.
Okay, good. Oh boy. Okay, so far we're good. There's a few more spots we might run into a pass-through desert tile. Chroma about to learn the bait. Oh, he just, look at the face on Chroma. You can't see it on the restream, but man, he's like, oh, this is not the vanilla cave. Yeah, my bad. I'm not super vanilla Death Mountain man here, but he's going to learn it very quickly that he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he's going to breathe this out. Yeah.
There it is. Wow.
Yeah, I can read lips a little bit, and Chroma said, what?
This is great. We got Fire and Darunia. We're going to go in for potentially upstab, potentially the... I don't think we have the child, so I think we might just be going in for a hint. Maybe traiLZ doesn't want to chance it. It's so early in the seed that maybe he just wants to show off the swag jump here to get onto the roof. He can do this.
Yep. It's, come on, traiLZ can make it. Don't think he's quite getting enough momentum.
Yeah, I don't fully know. Yep, there
we go. Okay. Not too much of a time loss. It's that jump saves time versus doing it the vanilla way if you get it by about the 4th attempt. So 5 or 6 there for traiLZ is not going to cost him too much time.
Plus he gets to show it off on stream, which is always nice.
Oh yeah.
So those 2 items that traiLZ found on Maze Island, he found them pretty quickly. Chroma looks like he's going to be digging potentially in the air quotes wrong direction. So we'll see how long it takes him to find those items and get out of here.
Yeah, a little surprised. Usually you'd see runners just sort of avoiding encounters at all costs, taking every path they can that doesn't have any fights in it. But Chroma's ready for a fight. He's just going through these paths.
Alan's going to be our 3rd runner here, first in his match against Patrick there, to be into our Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain, soon to learn this if he doesn't realize this isn't the first.
Oh yeah, we saw a little hesitation from him, and I'm pretty sure he knows what's going on, but thankfully he's going to get the debate there and realize that it's actually very easy.
Yeah, that's such a relief. Oh man. Because well, with the raft, as long as you get the raft, you can always then hit up the raft tile. That'll also take you east in the seed. And so that's a nice way to avoid having to go to Maze Island and do that in between type of connection. So hopefully all of our runners do find that. That is going to be on Maze Island, I believe.
Patrick finishing up, going to be in Death Mountain himself pretty shortly here.
As we see Chroma's Power Pack Corruption there on the top of Maze Island, completely messing up that. Oh, he's up and hanging.
Oh, no. Where's he going? Maybe he wants to go do some palaces?
I think he's done with the warrior life. I think he's just going to retire on the west and say, F this.
Yeah, he's going back into Death Mountain. I suppose if he had traveled far to the north as possible, this is just a time save to get back to where the cave to the east is. This is a very short trip.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many, or I didn't count how many encounters he had seen, and that's absolutely true. If he's too deep in there, just come back if it's right next to start.
Yep. And maybe he's going to check a couple of these other paths, maybe find some more items.
Risen P-Bag Cave here for traiLZ. traiLZ is going to be our front runner here, showing us new territory across the board as the rest of the runners here kind of feel things out and catch up. Although, again, as anyone's trickling in, we've got traiLZ and Chroma. That's one race, and Big Picket and Alan Heffley or Ta on the other side there. That's a separate race. Two separate races happening at the same time. I'm sorry, that looks like the water tile is where our raft is, not Maze Island.
Well, thankfully all of our runners already found the boots. Chroma gonna pick a fight with a red iron knuckle for 70 points and decide not worth it.
I did not see what was in Risen P-Bag Cave there for traiLZ.
Yeah, I also missed it.
Too much to watch.
Yeah, it's difficult. This much action going on. Trophy in Risen P-Bag Cave. Okay, perfect. And that's rapidly eliminating any of the scariness of the vanilla Shuffle East desert tile pass-through bug. But traiLZ's gonna take a tune on his flute and check out the northern section of the east.
Yeah, so traiLZ's going north. Alan Heffley going into Death Valley. Oh, maybe not, peeking around a little bit here. So he's going to be checking caves down there, checking what's in Death Valley. I don't know if traiLZ did that check on his side.
He did not. He went straight up here, so gonna get a little bit of a divergence, see what we can find. Oh, traiLZ looks like he's heading north. Okay.
Yeah, we have Sunken P-Bag Cave here, right here at the entrance, right after entering into Death Valley.
TH gonna show us something new. Gotta be careful though. He's slightly going out though, just a Mew. Gonna get us our hammer. Nice.
Well, if we want to attempt to find Spec Rock,
yeah, Spec Rock would be asking a lot, but we haven't seen New Kasuto yet, so.
This is true. We don't. Oddly enough, in our vanilla shuffled biome, you would think that the three-eyed rock is always going to be blocking the thing that it's supposed to be blocking, and the same thing with the forest tile. That's not always true in this flag set. It may actually shuffle to be false, as in hiding it, which means that three-eyed rock, as we've already seen, does indeed require the flute, but it doesn't have to always require the flute, and sometimes the vanilla versions of it will just be exposed, as we're seeing New Kasuto here on Chroma's side.
traiLZ finding the raft tile is a nice little convenient shortcut up to this northern portion of the east, as well as finding P1, so we're rapidly running out of palaces that aren't GP.
GP in Death Valley, there's Alan showing us.
All right, so we've got one more palace going to be hanging out. No, we have found all of the palaces now. And traiLZ finding the magic that will strengthen a shield, so that's I believe, the end of our required items here, aside from the glove.
Yeah, we'll see how much more exploration he does at this point. We've got a desert tile and the water tile spot. We also have another desert tile here in Death Valley. I don't know what, watching Alan's side here to see what it is. Suspiciously looks like a desert tile with an item on it. Someone would have to look to see that, and there's no time to be pulling apart the seed right now.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
traiLZ confirming that desert tile on the water. Mysteriously, the desert in the middle of the ocean does in fact contain a very, very lost child.
Outstanding. So we will be able to get fire if he wants to go back in for that. Sometimes it's worth the gamble. Other times not. It's 3 screens to turn it in. You got to go into the basement, out of the basement, a bunch of nonsense. So understandably so if you don't want to revisit that if you don't have to.
Yeah, traiLZ is going to look at the vanilla Darunia spot. He doesn't know that GP is heading in roughly its vanilla location, hanging out in the Valley of Death. But that's really all that he's looking for at this point is that. And yeah, traiLZ going to take an up A. He's got Fairy. He's got all the information he needs. He's going to start clearing palaces.
Did we just see Alan Hevley pull off the swag jump? Kind of, sort of, kind of clawed his way up there onto the roof. Very nice. 2 for 2 swag jumps already. If I missed it on any other one, any other runner's screen, I apologize.
traiLZ is gonna go through and turn in his trophy.
Yeah, we'll have to see how much Fairy is at Magic 4 here.
Yeah, Magic 4, 6 bars should be enough for 2 casts. Let's see, 41.
Well, we got 96 Magic, so yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Sorry, they got 6 bars, not 5. So, gonna be perfectly fine.
And again, we have 3, 5, and 6 here on the west, and then 2 on Maze Island, and everything else on the east.
Yep, and I expect traiLZ to just take a direct route, clear every palace here on the west, clear Maze Island, clear the east.
Hint for a Western Iron here in Nibiru.
Patrick cares not for information about the west, having already cleared it.
Moas seem to be trolling us. We're still only at lower life levels here. Alan getting smacked around by some Moas there in that cave.
Yeah, both traiLZ and Chroma at this point sort of looking to abandon any further investment in life. Patrick using the just sort of take levels as you go strategies, figures attack 4 is strong enough.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Chroma attack 4, Big Picket attack 4, traiLZ still sitting at attack 3, although obviously not too far off from getting attack 4, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think traiLZ might have been doing the just take them as they come as well.
I appreciate the traiLZ looking to invest in Magic, knowing that he's going to be clearing a lot of these palaces with no any key. Just wants to ensure that he definitely had 2 casts by the time he picked up Fairy, and we don't yet know whether that paid off for him or not, but...
Yeah, not sure how much it would be at Magic 3, and I guess we would never know unless Chroma picks it up, but Chroma's going to be digging into P1 here, it looks like, with just keys in his pocket.
Yeah, I don't know quite how many keys he has, but I know it's at least 1.
I mean, I would definitely consider this play, given my opponent. I want to get into palaces ASAP and start placing these gems.
Yeah, he's also so close to a level up that being able to go through here potentially... he has been holding, so this is going to be attack 5. So if he is able to clear this palace, he should be pretty easily able to set up an attack 6.
Yeah, that would be pretty big. Ooh, Mago's only worth 100, but did get him that level there.
Yeah, we'll see how much stronger attack 5 is than 4. 4 seemed okay. Any sign of... Oh, there was a blue drip, but unless it's the first one, you're not going to see it there.
Oh, here's our item.
Okay, just Muse on the drips. Chroma going to use his key to pick up this item. Going to be a magic container, and he's not happy about it.
Well, if anything, I don't know. I might try to kill a few more Mews if keys are in the drop pool there, just to see if I can get something going, because I'm already here at 1, and I don't know.
Yeah. Meanwhile, traiLZ has already found Guma here in 5, and just very easily dispatching him on 3-4-3.
Yeah. Did we need attack 4? Apparently not. Apparently we did not.
Yeah. traiLZ making it look easy. Picks up an extra life from the drop and 2 levels. Just from the boss kill experience, so
very nice.
Getting a triple here from beating this palace.
Yeah, and to catch up on some of our other runners, Big Picket grabbed Reflect, and I believe he has the Child as well.
Yeah, we are going to see Fairy at Magic 3 here for Chroma, but with that extra container, should be pretty likely that he is also going to be able to get 2 casts.
Yeah, I would have to be above 56 to not be 2 casts.
Patrick getting absolutely trolled. It looked like he went to stab one of those bats jumping across a cliff, and it was, invincible, knocking him into the lava.
I thought you were going to say he hit a MOA, but no, that's another troll that can happen. You hit one of those invisible MOAs trying to stab, and then boom, straight down into the drink.
Yep. And Patrick decides at this point, nope, that's enough of that. He's going to take his up at A, pick up his fairy spell, and also start dipping these palaces.
Yeah, Alan's still over here on the east doing exploration. I don't know. Alan was ahead of Big Picket hitting the east here, but I don't know if Big Picket did as thorough of a job covering everything. Not really sure.
I don't think he went through Valley of Death where TAH went through and explored everything there. I think he may have been planning on it and just took 2 deaths in the lava and figured, well, that's enough in the east on that.
That's very true.
Once you already take the game over on the overworld, you're like, well, I might as well do my stuff in the west. I gotta get fairy, I gotta clear these palaces. Let's just do it now.
Yeah, one thing about Death Valley and the Vanilla Shuffled East is that while trails may have the information that GP is down in that area itself can be a super troll and be connected via multiple pass-through caves. And it's not this time around, but he doesn't know that just yet. So he might be checking. I don't know if he'll walk down there straight up or if he'll start checking some pass-through caves whenever he reaches back to the east.
Yeah, so Trails did a little bit of extra digging in 5, looking for that glove after beating the boss, but got to a dead end and decided that that's enough. He's gonna start clearing these other palaces. This is Palace. That looks like Palace 2, right? If I'm remembering correctly,
that's 3 or 6.
3 or 6. Okay.
Glove blocked though.
Sorry, 3 or 6. Glove blocked here. So Trill's taking his fairy across. Gonna check the last one. That being glove blocked is pretty annoying because that means unless Trells finds his last, unless he finds the glove in this remaining 3 or 6, he's going to have to come back to the west after picking up the glove somewhere in the east, which,
Or it just might be in our Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain.
Oh man, that's a distinct possibility that I'm sure all of our runners will absolutely last location.
It's like we walked in there, everyone was like, oh no, after they exited the first cave, and then they hit the next one, and it's Maze Island, they're like, oh, thank you. And then they might have to go back in there for the glove at some point. So that might be them not thanking.
This Guma did roll pretty far down, but still, attack 4, not going to be a kindness.
Yeah, just to catch up here, Chroma did get his attack 6 off of the Guma kill, was able to push beyond the 2 levels, the 2 lower stat levels there, pushing to attack 6. And Alan has grabbed his trophy as well, so he's just kind of looking around, checking some things. He's back in the west. He'll probably be looking for Rudo very shortly and getting his fairy spell as well.
Trails here in the other 3 or 6, Patrick. Round 2 against Gumo, doing pretty well. Playing it safe, not getting too aggressive.
Yeah, I forgot where we saw Shield at. I don't remember. Or are we using Shield? Do we have Shield? We may have Shield. Shield and Nukasuda. Okay. So we should have it on most of our runners here. Or maybe not. Nukasuda was in its vanilla location, right? But it was exposed, not needing the hammer. Correct?
I think so. I don't think Trails picked it up.
Yeah, Trails was very quick to just do a few things in the east and then just head back and start clearing things. So, I mean, a totally viable strategy by all means. You can explore the east when you're there. He did find the caves. He did find the desert tile and the water tile. So it was mostly like he covered most of whatever the east had in store for him. And I don't know anything else from there.
All bubbles here in the all fast bubbles in the eco key room, so Trail's not going to be able to show off the eco key, but he had plenty enough to cast fairy, and it does lead immediately to Barba.
We're seeing these quick bosses, and that might mean that our runners, as we're seeing Chroma did not stick around for the item in 5, and I don't know, is Trail going to stick around for the item in 6?
It's such a gamble. I mean, you want to just clear these palaces and get out, but the glove's got to be somewhere, and at this point we know it's a palace or Death Mountain.
Yeah, this could get interesting quickly, but there's still several palaces to check. So we know it's not P1 at least, because Chroma did show us the magic container in there. So
yeah, we also know it's not P3 because P3 is glove blocked.
Yes.
But it absolutely could be in 5 or 6, and while that's a little bit more appetizing than going into that awful Death Mountain, I wouldn't be surprised if our runners decide to head to our remaining palaces and check those first.
Appetizing is an amazing word to use there.
Yeah,
it's Vanilla Shuffle DM.
Vanilla Shuffle DM, likely to be nausea-inducing. As traiLZ plays his second gem of the seed. In the lead so far, but Chroma hot at his heels.
As well as Big Picket, although not in the same bracket, not in the same 1v1 race, but out of all of our runners here, right here alongside everyone else. He was, I don't want to say a little slow to get started, but Alan was to the east first. I think Big Picket was last to the east, and then he did come back, as you pointed out, after taking those deaths in that lava encounter, and so he's off to the races as well with the rest of them.
Yeah,
as Alan's just stepping into 5.
And traiLZ did decide to just abandon the rest of 6. He's going to check the rest of his palaces first, and then make the hard decision at the time to whether he wants to check 5, 6, or Death Mountain if it comes to that, which I don't like any of those choices.
Ooh, Big Picket did not think he was going to make that jump. I think he got the toe grab at the end, but he did cast Fairy just to make sure he wasn't going to take the drop. It's one of it was a large pit room from Vanilla.
Yeah, that jump is a bit tricky, but one of the easier jumps as far as jumps that are non-trivial.
So we got the item in 6 from Chroma. He's going to be the first one to show us this. Guarded by a Rebanak. Attack 6.
Nice super jump. Yeah, attack 6 is good.
And these 1-ups from boss is very nice to see when it comes to something like Thunderbird.
Oh, just a P-bag.
Well, that's good information to have in case he would have found Barba so soon. Like, if traiLZ doesn't find the glove in whatever palace is coming up here, he might be, he might have to come back to the west and dig into these palaces. If it's sitting in 5, he might, I don't know if he'll hit 6 before 5. Probably not. 5's closer to start, but
yeah, also traiLZ has seen more of 5.
Yeah,
he did do some amount of searching there that Chroma decided to skip up on, so I think if traiLZ runs out of spots for the glove, he's likely to do 5 first, and then I don't know whether he'd go through to do 6 or just do Death Mountain. Sure, he's hoping not to have to decide that.
Alan heavily on our Guma fight here. He's shielded, looks like 2 heart containers of damage from Guma per hit, approximately a little less than 2. So he's got 1 more hit here for maybe both of them.
Yeah, we do have confirmation as well. I think those fires are going far enough that shield is actually fire.
Oh, yes, that's true, because Alan is using the fireball as his beam replacement, so yeah.
traiLZ pretty quickly finding his way to Helmet Head, and there's Helmet Head. Bye, Helmet Head.
Yeah, so I wonder what is, as Big Picket finds the P-bag as well in 6, I wonder what traiLZ is thinking here. Am I going to start digging palaces now, looking for like 2, probably not nearly as bad to dig as 5 or 6 for the item, although still could be a little trolly. 4 kind of feels the same way as 2. We know it's not in 1, so 1's going to be the easiest to dig it out of 3. We know it's glove blocked, like you pointed out earlier. So I don't know. I think it's time to start looking in these palaces.
Yeah, I think you definitely gonna search too. With traiLZ going left, back out, gonna agree with us on that, and getting an annoying number of key doors. But it looks like Magic 5 was an even further reduction on Fairy. May be able to get 3 casts. I can't quite tell. I didn't catch the number on it.
Yeah, it looks like it's almost about 32. If it's like sometimes the game trolls you with 33 or 34, and you've only got 96 magic, and it's like, well, I get just a few magic points short of 3 casts. Yeah,
Chroma unfortunately taking a lot. Oh no! Trails went to reset, but accidentally saved.
Wow. I wonder if we're going to see right back. I think he's going down to the raft tile here. I think he's headed back east.
I've been called out in chat. Yep. One of us has to beat Slamu this coming Friday, and it's going to be me, I believe.
Is that it?
That's a Z1, just to...
Okay, yeah.
Very slight, we're going to do some swordless battling. Slamu, of course, already having played his race this week as well as me.
Well, you did subject yourself to the swordless tournament.
I did. It's going well. 2-1 so far, but Slamu looking to put a stop to that.
What a show off. Slamu, get him.
All right, Patrick has found his Barba. Only attack 4 going to be a little slow. Barba looks like he's pretty healthy today.
So I do want to point out that Alan is digging through P5 looking for the item. He did see a glove block so far. I don't know if he's seen the other side of that room just yet, but he's still got more to explore, and it would be mighty interesting if he's the first one to find the glove. Oh, that's going to be a dead end for Alan there. I don't know. Don't know if he's got any other available paths to him. I haven't been watching him like a hawk, but of course Trail's placing his gem in P1 there.
Yeah, blink and you miss it. P1 already gone. But Trail's... Did Trail's have the hint for here?
I don't know.
Because he's going left. I would have expected to see a trip right or an up A. He may not have the hint as to the item here, so... spend a little bit of time searching it. Thankfully, P1 pretty short.
So Chroma into a dead end. Did Chroma find? Is he still digging for Barba? At this
He's
point?
still digging for Barba. He's just had really unfortunate routing through here, and has not found the exit.
Yeah, Big Picket has found Barba as well, and it is out of 6. Chroma's full exploring, full clearing this palace. This always feels terrible whenever you repeatedly make the wrong decisions on your forks in the road.
Yeah, and it really stinks too. If you're searching a palace, you've already found the boss, and you're just looking for the item, and you're like, okay, come on, give me that item. You have hope within you that it could be something required, and all that time you spent digging out that palace has become worth it. If you're looking for the boss, you're just like, oh man, Trails is, Trails went through here, found the boss first thing, left, didn't get the stupid P bag, I'm way behind.
Yeah, Chroma over there though, he made the jump, and I was thinking, does he have the glove? But no, he does not. Alan can make this if he ferries underneath the blocks there. He doesn't have enough for magic though, and he's totally locked in here. With no key, he's totally soft-locked himself in this palace. That could be the way to the glove, the item. I have no idea what's in there, but he's going to be out of P5. No item from P5 as far as we know just yet.
Yeah, Chroma decided that he didn't want to be in P6 anymore, and he's out. Trail's going to get his item here in 1, so he's going to be able to get out of here and make his way onward. Trail's taking a death. Is he gonna go get that magic container, or is he out? He is gonna do it.
Okay, so Alan into P3 or P. I guess that's P3, as we know, and it's going to be a glove block very shortly in here for him. I believe Big Picket is in P2. He's on the Maze Island Palace there, so he'll be able to find Helmet Head. We didn't see the item in P2, right? There was an up and A out.
We did not see the item in P2. Trails wanted to do P1 first, not having the hint. I'm sure his perspective is, I've got to do these palaces anyway. I might find the item in them on the way, and it might be the gloves, so let's just do the things I know I have to do before taking guesses.
I don't know if we have any need to be taking pass-throughs here on our Vanilla Shuffle East. It seems like everything was accessible just via the water here to go up north. And there was one pass where we needed to get to New Kasuto, but I think everyone but traiLZ has discovered that so far. But did we get the check in the basement and the spell tower at this point?
I don't remember. It's been already too long with 4 racers running. It's difficult to keep track of everything. Chroma picking up his reflect spell. traiLZ on the way to use his reflect spell.
Yeah, looking at trackers, it seems like Alan saw a heart container in the basement, I believe. Yes, and then the magic key location, Vanilla, he has left blank, which will be the spell tower.
Okay, still a possibility that could be our glove then, because I don't think any of our runners have checked it.
Yeah, spell might have not even been castable, or did he even have it? There's so much going
castable,
on here.
But I think spell was in the northern end of the east, and the entrance to New Kasuto was in the southern end of the east, and no one's double dipped the east enough to want to go back and check it again.
Yeah, it looks like Chroma has spell down for Naburu. Oh, as Royale is confirming that as well.
Yeah, Chroma looking confused, not entirely sure where he wants to go.
Well, Big Picket is placing his gem in P2. I still don't know if we saw the item on Big Picket's side, and I don't know where traiLZ is at in this blue palace. Is this going to be our 4?
Yeah, this is our 4 for traiLZ. So far, we've seen a lot of forks and not a lot of things that matter.
Okay, VT Slacker confirming still no item in P2 so far. No items in P5 or P2 or P3, but P3 being glove blocked, we know it cannot be the glove based on that. And so 4 here for traiLZ, we'll have to see. And we already know it's in 1. We know one of the items in Death Mountain is going to be the cross based on a hint. The other one we don't know. And the glove still at large here. And of course, Spell Tower.
Yeah, Patrick has decided to stick around in this too, looking for the glove. So we will see what's here, hopefully soon from him.
Yeah, Chroma looks like he's in a 2 as well. His console capture, very, very dark on these darker palaces. And the dark green, I believe, is really only what P2 shows up as here.
Okay, Patrick found a dead end, but decided to keep going. I don't blame him.
Yeah, at some point you have to start thinking, you're like, all right, I can't keep dipping out of these palaces. I'm going to need this glove. We've seen 1 glove block already. We know we definitely need it before GP. We got to find this thing.
Yeah, I don't know if Patrick has seen New Kasuto yet. He doesn't have it marked on his tracker. So he, more than even the other runners, may decide that it's worth taking a trip back there first, since he, at least to the best of my knowledge, still has 2 items to look for there.
Yeah, as we saw on Chroma's side, they're doing a jump strat on the falling blocks from to get the key. Chroma may be a little confused. He may think he's in the All Keys tournament, but he's not. I kid. The keys are nice to have when you've got a bunch of fairy casts.
Yeah, for sure, especially with our bosses not dropping any magic.
Yeah, that's true.
An extra life is like magic, but much slower.
Wow, we've got some digging going on here for sure. Big Picket's still looking for this item in 2. traiLZ still looking for something in 4. It looks like a very linear 4. Or maybe he's found a loop, he thinks. I'm not sure.
There were some forks. I think there were a bunch of rooms that forked off at the beginning of 4.
Okay.
Which is the worst place for forks to be, because you find a loop or you find a dead end and you're like, well, I guess at this point I might as well up A and can't recheck anything.
Yeah, Alan Heffley about to be rewarded with a P bag. I don't know if he's going to waste a key getting through that door. Probably not worth it. He's still pretty far off from this level. So traiLZ is out of 4. Did I completely miss that? What happened in 4?
I'm not entirely sure. Maybe traiLZ thinks that it's glove blocked. I didn't.
Ooh.
That would, if I were traiLZ, that'd be pretty much the only thing that would convince me to leave 4 at this point. Is that there's absolutely positively no way through it. because he knows he still needs the glove. There's not a lot of spots for it. Also, just needs to beat 4.
This palace, too, for Big Picket, looking for this item, has been nothing shy of a troll and a half. He must be getting turned around. Perhaps there's a duplicate room that he's confusing one of the other rooms with. It's entirely possible. It happens all the time that you see some. Oh, I speak a little too soon. Here's our item. First one to show us here in P2.
Just 100% full clearing the palace. No big deal.
Oh.
Okay. Not the glove, but definitely a welcome item.
Yeah, no more of this relying on fairy to get through doors. So that's nice.
Gives you a lot more safety on the bosses, not having to worry about preserving enough magic to cast fairy. traiLZ hadn't checked this Death Mountain area, or the Death Valley area, so he is taking a check, finding his GP, finding just some extra caves with no way to connect through to them. Chroma also going to go back into 2.
Yeah, if he spends as much time as Big Picket did in there, this is going to cost him big time. traiLZ has a good chunk of a lead here.
Yep, attack 6 was enough, and or Chroma was frustrated enough with not having to cast a fairy that he did cash in his experience and go all the way up to 666 on that boss kill.
Oh, so Chroma did go back for... Or no, he did not go back for... did you say 6?
Just Chroma instead of taking attack 7, Chroma beat the boss and then
P6.
got himself up to 666 on his leveling.
Gotcha.
Determining, I imagine, just out of frustration at how expensive fairy was, and with 7 bars and magic 6, it's going to be, I think, 3 if not 4 casts. And he'll be absolutely fine, but unfortunately, he's probably going to get the same news that that Patrick did. This too is awful.
Yeah, it seemed like just find an elevator that goes up and left, and that's your answer. But wherever that lies, it might be a little deep. I think it was right from here, but where Chroma's at, there's a ferry to the right of that room. This is Death Mountain room right here. I guess he's going to be forced to the right because that's a dead end.
Yep. Chroma, experienced runner, correctly identifying which variant of that room it is. The no enemies with a flying spawner is one of the vanilla variants of that room. But there are so many at this point.
Yeah. Alan Heffley sees the... Oh, okay, spell tower incoming on traiLZ's side. I was just going to point out, no, we don't have enough to cast.
Yeah, he's going to have to take a backtrack. He wasn't, didn't quite count how much he needed, and it's going to cost him about 30, 40 seconds.
Yeah, I was going to point out that Alan saw the fairy/eco key room in P6 here, I believe is what leads to Barba. Not having enough magic to cast fairy, backs out, sees a glove block, going to be headed back in that direction, I imagine, to take a death. And
yeah, Chroma had a similar situation where he wasn't either what couldn't fairy or didn't want to in that room, and that's why he ended up A-ing.
All right, drum roll, please. traiLZ, what do we got? Not the glove.
Yeah, not the glove, and also no swag beam pickup. I'm disappointed.
Well, we continue to dig through our palaces here as Big Picket finds GP in Death Valley.
Yep. Oh, and traiLZ is going left. He may or may not have that hint about the cross, but he's determined that Death Mountain is going to be the way to go. If you think you have 2 items here, then I feel like this is a no-brainer. Given how awful the rest of his checks are.
Yeah.
But we know that only one of these items can potentially be useful. The other is just a cross, but Hammer Cave found quickly.
Wow, easy vanilla shuffled DM here.
Yeah, this is by far the easiest vanilla shuffled DM I've seen in a long time, assuming this isn't the cross. If this is the cross, we can still be in for quite a troll.
I was going to say, I honestly hope this is the cross and that we have to go find Spec Rock.
Patrick making his way north in the east, gonna clear out P1.
Oh, P1's a nice lakeside forested. That's a great place. Who knew that a bipedal horse had such good taste on where to real estate? Yeah, where to place a palace.
So some premium real estate.
Here we go, Hammer Cave. Oh,
your wish has come true. And Trail's up A is out, so he must have the hint about that cross. Well, I guess it's close enough that maybe this is faster, just to reconnect. But no, he's not going back to Death Mountain. He's gonna check out this Hammer Block Cave, which is just a pass-through. That pass-through leads down to where the raft tile is.
I want to say we have seen all the item cave, all the overworld locations here on the west. If I'm not mistaken, Trophy was Medicine. We saw Pillar. We saw Heart Container. We saw Magic Container. Here's Medicine.
Yes,
we saw this in Chromacide first.
I think we've seen all of them, but Trails hasn't.
Oh, yeah. So here's the boss for Chroma as well. So Karak was reachable.
Yeah, Trails just didn't find it somehow. But still no item from Chroma, so we'll see what Chroma's going to do. Given that Chroma was digging some of the other palaces, I think that he's also likely to dig this.
Yeah, so we are we're down to 3 locations, right? We've got P4, P5, assuming that we're not glove blocked out of the item rooms in those, or Spec Rock. I mean, is that it? I think that's it.
I think that's it. And given all of those choices, P4 seems like the kindest one.
Yeah, as back in Death Mountain.
That feels bad. Especially because Chroma's already gotten a decent number of rooms cleared on this 4. And he bailed out of 5 pretty early, so 5 would be a lot of digging. He doesn't know how much digging Death Mountain's going to be, but Trails is certainly willing to give it a shot, and this could definitely be what determines the race on the left side. Where is this glove?
Well, Alan also did a lot of digging in 5, and unfortunately, he ran out of magic to get through the one fairy/glove blocked room, and then he was out of there. But he spent a good amount of time in there. I wonder what lies behind that room.
Yeah, well, if it turns out that the item isn't in 4 and it's not in Death Mountain, then we'll see one of our runners back there.
Yeah, this is getting suspenseful now. This is the glove coming down to the last few locations that are just available in the game, and just as a runner, I've been in a similar situation before. I'm sure we all have, and it's just like, man, oh wow!
Oh, here's Spec Rock.
Oh,
there it is. Trail's giving a fist bump. He knows that nobody's gonna want to go check that. He's gonna be way ahead.
Yep.
And
wow.
There's always an opportunity to catch up. I know Chroma's a great racer, but man, that has to feel like an insurmountable lead now for Trails.
Like, the only thing I think that can slow Trails down at this point is going to be the double glove locked room with the key door in the middle and GP, but keys are in the drop pool, so it won't be much of a slowdown if he doesn't go in there with 0. If he goes in there with 0 keys.
And we know they're in the small enemy drop pool too, so definitely the most farmable. If you can find a king bot, you can pretty easily kill a large number of them, but
Alan getting turned around in 6 here, finds the item room for the second time. He's headed back in, can't find Barba. Barba's been trolling. It seemed pretty quick on Trails' side, but obviously if you just go the right way, it's going to be quick no matter what. It's all just a bunch of guesswork, and unfortunately you make repeated wrong guesses, and you just end up frustrated in some of these palaces that are longer. P6 is going to be one of the longest vanilla palaces, and so in the randomizer, it's also one of the longest palaces.
Yeah, and this time it just sort of rolled really forky and nasty. Trails making quick work of this Rebo. We'll see if this is the item room?
Yes.
Yes, it's the item room version. That's right, the little overhead hang tells you that on the boss. Trails picking up a heart container, basically the best possible item for him.
So Big Picket looks to have cleared most of the palaces at this point. I think 3 still at large for him, uncleared, and of course 4.
Yeah, he is sort of rapidly approaching the same position traiLZ is in, or was in, where he's like, okay, I don't know what else I can really do at this point. I'm going to have to get the glove. He's taking a trip down here to the raft tile. Figure this is a faster way to get to the north end of the east.
I can't imagine Rebanak is too much further into this P3 here. Usually going to be a small palace. He might just be at the top here. He's not, but he'll be somewhat close by. P3 is not enough of a palace to troll any runner, really. You'll eventually find Rebanak with not too much effort.
I'm hoping for the Rebo pass-through room so we get the full 3 Rebos.
Yeah, the 3 Caballeros. Yeah, the 3 of them.
But not super likely, given how little of this 3 is likely remaining. traiLZ, I think, is on the only path right now, having just hit that dead end.
Chroma's still digging around in P4, looking for that item that is not going to be the glove, and Alan on Barba, finally. Big Picket digging through these pass-through caves here over in Death Valley. It doesn't seem like there's anything of interest back up here. Finally, nothing of interest in this vanilla shuffle. Like I said earlier, there could be something buried in there in 2 to 3 pass-through caves that you got to figure out how to get up there. Not this time, though. Pretty kind vanilla shuffled east. Everything seemed pretty accessible.
Yeah, traiLZ already having picked up a couple extra lives here. I don't think it's likely, but he definitely could if he wanted to roll all of these extra lives into his GP if he wanted to get a little bit of extra safety. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if traiLZ starts burning gems pretty soon.
Yeah, this seed trolling our runners, but all of our runners clearing them pretty quickly. Alan, unfortunately, has to take a death there, it looks like. Not enough. Or he was... Was he not a fairy? Maybe he wasn't. He is now, though, and he's going to make it through this door.
Yeah.
It's going to be Alan's second gem there. That P6 was really bad for Alan. Unfortunately, that's likely going to cost him the race unless Big Picket is just going to get trolled in one of these palaces, and Alan makes a kind of a Hail Mary play to say, "Hey, I'm going to Vanilla Shuffle DM." Hold my beer.
If it's absolutely possible still for Alan to make the decision to go to DM and blow the race open, because that if you asked any runner, you know, where would you last a location? What would the last spot that you checked for the gloves in the seed? Most of them would end up saying Death Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. So we have on Big Picket's side, I believe this is P4 for him, looking purple on his side, looked blue on, I believe, both traiLZ and Chroma side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, just slight hardware differences. traiLZ getting his magic up to 566, gonna take an up A.
Yeah, what is, again, I don't have, well, actually.
I think traiLZ still needs to go back and do 4, because he never found his way to Karak, but I think that's all that's left for him, aside from a trip into GP. traiLZ taking the raft, thinking that that's a little bit faster route. I don't remember exactly where 4 is, but I think this is correct.
Oddly enough, I don't remember where 4 is either. It's not in Death Valley, and it's not up by the lake where P1 is. Oh, it's Three-Eyed Rock.
Okay, so yeah, that's probably faster than DM, but pretty close, considering that you have to go through this road full of, thankfully, not Wilson encounters.
Yeah, we're pretty stacked in terms of magic and life across the board as well. Obviously, traiLZ and Chrome have gotten a little bit more exploration done overall. They have a few more items than the other 2 runners, than Big Picket and Alan, but as they clear things, everything seems pretty accessible. I guess when you're still looking for the glove this late into the game, you just end up clearing everything when the glove is hidden in a terrible spot.
Yeah, I mean, nothing you could do about it. Okay, so Trail's back in 4. I'm curious whether he knows where a spot that he needs to check is, because Chroma's already shown us that this palace is beatable without the glove.
Yeah, and Big Picket's probably going to be finding Karak as well very shortly here. He's been doing a lot of exploration in here.
I wouldn't be surprised if Trail's very first thing is to go through to where that glove room with an elevator is, that he knows about already. Does that elevator also lead us towards Karak? Does it lead us towards I don't think we've seen the item yet here in 4. Chroma's still searching for it.
Chroma's in 5 now, looking for the item.
Oh, excuse me. The palettes look very similar. Okay, and Trail's basically immediately finding Karak.
Yeah, I don't think we learned what was in 4. I could be wrong. Trying to look at his tracker, but it's very small, and I don't think he's tracking items on the palaces. Didn't mean to turn into ASMR mode there, but yeah, just trying to get a glimpse of his tracker, but I don't think it's tracking items in palaces specifically. Some people do have, like Alan's tracker does track items in palaces, but Chroma's does not.
Yeah, Chroma finding the other end of that glove block staircase, and there's a significant chance the item in 4 is just glove blocked.
Wow, so Big Picket did a good bit of clearing in 4. Trails was in there earlier, though, so maybe he still did remember where he had to kind of go or where he hadn't been yet. And Trails found Karak faster than Big Picket was able to find it. Even Big Picket had spent a good chunk of time in there. Again, rando and guessing come into play here, so not trying to diminish anyone's skill at all, as Trails walks into GP at 63 minutes and some change.
Yeah, wow. For how bad the seed was, what a fast time.
Yeah, really, really good time.
And, just immediately chickens. Oh, Trail's doing a real good job getting that chicken up into a little spot where he can stab him repeatedly in the feet. Okay, Trails, take the key, Trails.
Wow, yeah, so that is not going to slow him down at all unless we see something similar to what happened to the Level Engine the other night between him and Para, where there were 2 key doors. One of them was variable, but the actual key door block was behind that, so you had to farm 2 keys to get through both of those rooms. Obviously, you can't ferry through a door when you have a key; it's just going to eat your key, and so he had to get 2 keys, and that took a little bit. Not to spoil the race for anyone who's recapping this tournament. As always, the Z2 Randomizer tends to deliver on seeds for sure.
Oh, man. Oh, what a rude batch of chickens already. This is GP not being kind. Oh, gotta complete the tricolor chicken pack. Thankfully, the orange one's always dying in one hit. Trail's gonna bump through that. We're gonna see some. Trail's. That's right. Trail does have upstab. I'm not gonna see any swag here, but taking quite a number of hits from that. Losing almost all of his 8 bars of health.
Yeah, that fire is chewing through. The fire from the Firebird's chewing through 2 heart containers unshielded there. And I guess Trails never found New Kasuto, if I'm not mistaken. He doesn't have the shield spells, so might just end up being a little bit more susceptible to damage overall. Probably not going to be enough to slow him down. Everyone has to still go into Death Mountain again at this point, and nobody looks like they're headed there right now. So, yeah.
Quick Thunderbird here in 9, GP, which I'm sure is not what Trails wanted to see.
Yeah, this leaves a good bit of the palace open after this, or it might just be Darklink in the next elevator, because sometimes that happens.
It is always a possibility, but definitely the sooner you see Thunderbird, the greater the potential for trolling. Trail's making it look easy.
Yeah, and he's got great stats too. Attack 6 is doing phenomenally.
He does. He also gets a 1-up from that Thunderbird to replace the one that he lost coming in.
Here we go. Elevator down right into Darklink. I got $50 that says that's it's going to be GG. Oh,
so close.
Down and left. So we got it down and left, and we got to just hold right here.
All right, TAH and Patrick both checking the new Kasuto checks, getting disappointments. The hype for who's going to find the glove first continuing to rise on their end.
Yeah, and Chroma digging around P5 forever kind of comes to the conclusion here. Glove blocked out of the item in P5 and now is back in DM, which is the answer. Unfortunately, probably 20 minutes too late at this point, given the trails had shown that to us a bit ago.
Yeah, and he still has several more palaces to clear, and it's not going to be a matter because here's Darklink.
Wow. Easy GP. Wow. Well, at that point, I don't think Chroma's probably going to want to dig any further than that, so he will probably just DNF shortly there. He's got so much left to go. But when you see that, like we have all four of our runners in the same race room, and so when you see that dot done, you see one of the players is finished, even though he may not be your direct competitor. What kind of again, when Patrick and Alan see that, they're still playing. So what goes through your mind in that race? I've never been in a four-way myself like this. I don't think I have.
I've done quite a few of them, and let me tell you, if I saw trails had already finished, my mind immediately goes to the Glove Wizard 5 and I missed it. I know specifically that Trails doesn't like to do weirdo DM checks, likes to make sure that he gets items out of palaces, and unfortunately that would lead me in absolutely the wrong direction.
Yeah. It's interesting that when you start playing certain times, it does help to know your opponent and the way that they play. But then sometimes it comes down to mind games. And sometimes if you think your opponent is going to base their gameplay off of what they think you're doing, maybe you do the opposite. So I don't know. That's like high level gameplay. I think you just play the seed the way you play the seed. But then again, there's always the options for doing things a little bit differently.
Yep. But Chroma makes, I think, a sensible decision, and he's out. That seed was just not kind to him, and Trails, man, made it look easy.
Yeah, he sure did. He dipped out of a few palaces early on. I don't know if he had full confirmation that those items were glove blocked or just the item wasn't there. Obviously, he didn't find the magic key in whatever palace that was open. That Chroma was the first one to find that, I believe. Or that was in 2, I think. And so he didn't, he went other places besides going back to 2 and looking for the item there. We'll see if we get these two gentlemen in for an interview here. I mean, anyone could have lost this with this much of a gap, just based on that glove location. Trails joining us. GG Trails.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Holy smokes, guys. If that glove wasn't in Death Mountain, then I was going to have to redig Palace 2, Palace 5, and Palace 6 looking for that glove.
Yeah, we, you and Chroma basically at the same time were in a position where it's like, well, what do I dig next? Where do I go? And you decided to go to Death Mountain and ended up being absolutely the right choice.
Yeah, I got super lucky on this one. I completely missed 2 caves on one cave on the east and Medicine Cave on the west. At the very end of the seed, I found that and I'm like, oh my god, dude, if the glove's in here, I'm in deep trouble. And it was a pea bag. It was in Medicine Cave. So I went into Death Mountain and found the Hammer Cave almost instantly, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I'm definitely going to lose this race. Because, if someone entered Death Mountain, although it did look vanilla from the start, so if you were going to go through vanilla Death Mountain, you'd always go right. So, but if you went left, you ran immediately, there was nothing you could do. You ran directly into Hammer Cave. So, I found that, was scared, up and aid. I forget what I did. Oh, I think I looked, I found New Kasuto maybe? and I found this sunken P-bag cave. And then I think I went back in for that's when I went back in for the rock.
Yeah, because you missed the first two. You missed those first two caves on the west. You were a little bit ahead of everyone else, and pretty much everyone did the same thing as you come into the mountain the first time. Think it's vanilla, go right, get the bad news, find out that it's just trolling you and it's in fact very easy, and then start grabbing everything that you could. But one of the other big advantages you ended up having is you found Barba pretty quickly in 6, and all of the rest of our runners had a time of it.
What did you? Where was the path? Did you just hold right?
I don't remember, but it probably wasn't told right because unless everyone else took an elevator, because all of the rest of our runners spent a lot of time in that 6 finding the item before Barba, which unfortunately was just a pee bag.
Hey, I think I remember. You had to go down the elevator and you had to take that middle room. That's generally in Vanilla Palace 5.
Yeah, the Eco Key Fairy room, right?
No, not that room. There's a room. There's a multi-directional elevator with glove box and a pee bag on the left.
Yeah.
And then there's the sometimes it has a 50-50, or it has a jar shot right there. If there's a key or a pee bag up there, then it doesn't. You know, it's an up-down elevator, and then you can exit to the right.
Yeah.
But if you go left, it's a dead end and a pee bag.
Yeah, we saw P6 trolling everybody very, very badly. Alan, I think, was in there for perhaps a solid 15 minutes. He got turned around big time in that palace. He found the item room twice and things of that nature, and just it was just unfortunate. Well, he's obviously not in direct competition with you, but just with 4 runners, you get a chance to see how 4 people play that same seed.
I just got real lucky, man. To be honest, the fairy spell costing so much, I could cast it twice. So naturally, going down the elevator, I think I saw a left-hand turn, so I just took the closest right-hand turn to me after that, and that was that middle elevator. And I think Barbara was just 1 or 2 rooms in after that.
Yep. Patrick here has finally decided, forget it, no more of these palaces. I'm going to Death Mountain, and he's gonna, at the very least, find his hammer cave pretty shortly here.
I got really fortunate finding that rock too. I left that one cave and there was 2 other exits, so I decided to go right in there instead, and it took me to a single cave. It's really difficult to track a vanilla shuffle Death Mountain, so I kind of just take branches, and when I see a branch that has multiple branches on it, I try to just keep that in mind. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Mm.
It's so much easier to take a bunch of one single cave pass-throughs until like you dead end, and then you could say, okay, well that whole branch is nothing, then I'll go this way. And thank goodness Death Mountain was right by start, because you could just up an A if you needed to, and just walk right back and be right at the beginning. So,
when it came to P4 for you, you were in P4 for a little bit, and then you left and you had to come back. Did you feel you were glove blocked in there?
yeah, I thought I was glove blocked, and then when I saw that elevator, and I was like, oh my god, did I never go right here? And when I went right, I thought that for sure I was gonna lose the race. I was like, oh man, dude, this was right here. Nobody else had to backtrack.
Yeah, that was one thing. Chroma, I think, was the first to show us that Karak was available, and then we were kind of questioning. We were thinking maybe you thought there was a glove block and you dipped out of there because you'd have to come back, and we were like, I don't know if that's going to cost him, but ultimately at the end it didn't.
But yeah, what happened was, I went down that elevator and I went to the right, and there's the modified P. It's like a room that's in Palace 3, just before the boss in Vanilla, and it's got some, you know which one I'm talking about. It's a glove block, but you can go underneath or you can go above and use down stab or whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's a modified one of them. I saw one of those heading right, and I thought I explored every other path, but I guess I didn't. So I got really lucky in that regard.
Yeah, overall though, this other than potentially being baited early on in the seed, thinking that you actually had a Vanilla Death Mountain, seeing as the race room was also named Vanilla Death Mountain, we thought that was kind of funny. And then all of a sudden, when we start heading to the right, we realize, oh, this is shuffled. But
I didn't even realize that the room name was Vanilla Death Mountain. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were hoping for it, and then as soon as we saw it, we were, and then there was some chatter that ended up being correct about cave leading to Vanilla Death Mountain plus raft on the west equals Vanilla East, and that's pretty much what we got.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, this is a pretty straightforward seed. I don't know. The glove being buried in Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain was kind of a pain in the butt, but other than that, I feel like that there was nothing that was really difficult to find. I feel like all the palaces were just like out in the open.
Yeah, by about 20 minutes, you pretty much knew where all of the palaces were and what the shape of the seed was. We sort of knew it was going to be a glove hunt, and then unfortunately for everyone else, the glove hunt just both of our remaining winners look like they are likely to last location it, because Patrick has left Death Mountain and is heading back to the palaces.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
And he got Hammer Cave and called it.
Yeah, and when you see that single cave with the rock, it's kind of like, yeah, how easy am I going to get that? The good news is, if you take the first cave, what was it? Was it the first cave if you took the first cave to the right and went up the elevator and went right, it took you directly there. There was one other cave you had to go through, but when you exited that cave, there was only one cave, and you took that, and it popped you out right there. So if someone like thoroughly goes through that cave and checks all the exits, then like they should find it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're gonna be in there forever looking around.
Patrick once again changing his mind, heading back into Death Mountain. We know that this is the right route, but he's doing a pretty exhaustive search, and I don't think he went the way traiLZ had indicated, but there's enough forks that there's probably some way to do it. Meanwhile, Chroma treating us to nice little, I'm not sure this is another seed or all keys run.
I think Chroma's doing an all keys race right now.
Yeah, that's Chroma, man. He's a Zelda 2 machine. That's why he's, in my opinion, one of the most scariest opponents in this tournament, just because he's smoked me by like 30 minutes before, and I'm like, where am I supposed to go? And he's already finished, so he's one of those guys that can finish like, easily sub-hour all the time. So on stuff that seems like it's very difficult. So I don't know, in my experience with racing him, he's someone definitely to watch out for.
Yeah. We unfortunately saw Chroma miss the manipulation for the 50-point bag that he was going for, so he's going to have to pick up a little bit of extra experience as he heads into P1.
Ruined.
Yep. That manipulation is very difficult, and I know Chroma's very good at it, so we'll see if he gets the encounter skip heading here against Bubble Bridge. He's going for it.
I don't know if Stream is seeing this, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, if you do that cave perfectly, you just get a chance at a bag, an elevated chance. So like, it's not even like it's a guaranteed bag, but like, it's interesting to me that, if you do it exactly perfect to the frame, then you just have an elevated shot at getting a bag. And then your choices after that, if you don't get the bag, are there's 50 bag on the forest tile, and then there's the trophy cave, doing dark trophy, and that's what a lot of people do to get runs off the ground.
I just want to echo something you said about Chroma being a vanilla runner being a little bit more dangerous because of that. That's how I feel about Light as well. Light doesn't. The vanilla runners who also play the rando they seem to be extra dangerous for some reason. They just have a lot of vanilla. They just have a lot of Zelda 2 experience, and every time Light plays, I love watching Light play. Unfortunately, Light hasn't joined since SGL of last year, but whenever he does, it's always great to watch Light play.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them come back. I know they're around somewhere, and like you said, they're some of the best Zelda 2 players to ever do it.
Definitely.
We gonna get Simple back in here? It's been a very long time since we got Simple.
He's grinding all keys right now these days. It looks like.
Yeah,
that would be interesting, but I feel like that he lost a bet and then he had to join the Randomizer tournament or something like that, because he doesn't generally play Randomizer much, but it is cool to see him around. It seemed like he was starting to get the hang of it. It's really interesting to watch somebody who's so good at the game with the combat and the mechanics and everything play Randomizer.
Okay, well, exciting news in the race. TAH also giving up on the dungeons, has also made his way to Death Mountain. He's going to clear this Hammer Cave, but at this point, it's kind of anyone's race.
That's really interesting. So they're both in Death Mountain. They're both scrambling for the glove. I bet you they full cleared the whole seed probably.
Yeah, Patrick unfortunately didn't quite go the same way you did looking for Spec Rock, and found his way sort of to the outside coast, dipping through just a whole bunch of caves. I feel like you sort of have to just go the right way in that 1-4-way that you took.
Yeah, there's only one way to go. Like, there's no, you're not in a cluster of caves. You're not on the bottom section with all those open caves. You go into one cave, and when you exit out, there's only one cave to go to, and then that takes you to the area, that spot.
Yeah, with the three locations, the exit, Hammer Cave, and Spec Rock being all kind of close together, taking just one wrong path leads you to the rest of Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain, which is going to be quite a dig. Yeah,
it's a nightmare. I've spent 30 minutes in Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain and didn't even find what I was looking for.
Yeah, you always have those. I love those races where you're just sort of digging and digging and digging and digging. You see your opponent done. You're like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, exactly. One of those. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I've lost those races. I'm sure you play Z2 for long enough, and you'll get one where the seed's just not working for you, and you're like, all right, cool, we're done here.
Yeah, it's like, thank goodness, man. Thank you for saving me, so I can go ahead and finish this out or whatever, and just quit.
Okay, TAH, I think, took the first part of the path that he needs to take.
If he takes the elevator up and then goes right, then he will be on the right path.
Yeah, that's where he's gone so far. It took him to the outside.
Oh, then you take Spectacle Rock. You take Vanilla Spectacle Rock.
Yeah, but he looked at it and he's checking these other caves.
That's what it was. I went left into Vanilla Spectacle Rock, and I took that cave.
Well, Patrick had taken this far right cave just because it was the closest one to him once he checked them all, and TAH is going to do, unfortunately, the same thing as Patrick has found his glove.
Wow, yeah, Patrick let's see, it was Alan first to the east. Patrick was a little behind him, then took the death in that lava encounter, the deaths in that lava encounter, decided to come back to the west, get his fairy spell, and start digging palaces. So that put him slightly ahead of Alan in that regard. And then Alan spent so much time in P6 that we thought that was really going to cost him. And at this point, Alan's done everything except for P3, and so has Big Picket, it looks like. So Big Picket, first to the glove, he's still going to have a bit of an advantage here, but Alan can find this glove quickly, then this race might still be on.
Yeah.
Have they both done the same thing? Are they both only missing the gem out of P3?
Yeah, it looks like it.
They're both just waiting for the. I mean, at this point, TAH is looking for the glove, and Patrick, having just found it, is in 3. But yeah, unfortunately for TAH, we do know that GP was pretty short and pretty straightforward. I don't think you took any kind of forks or anything. You sort of just went in, went right, and there it was.
Yeah, just hold right. That's all I did. That P3 was a total pain in the butt, though. I don't know if you guys saw. I saw every single room of that. Found the loop. Accidentally activated the boss fight. I thought it was just going to be an item room, and then when I went in, I activated the boss fight. And I was just like, screw it. I'll just do it. Maybe it's going to be the end key, you know? But it wasn't, obviously. And, man, that P3 was... I saw every room. I saw every single room of that P3.
Yeah, thankfully just P3 and not seeing every room in P6, but
yeah,
we'll see how quickly Patrick ends up clearing it, but
I guarantee you it's going to take him like 5 minutes. I mean, you go right, you hit all the dead ends, you see the item room, and then you hold, and then you go down the elevator, and then there's like two or three elevators that all kind of loop into each other, and then if you hold left, there's an elevator finally like 5 rooms over that goes down. So like, if he just holds left, then he'll eventually find the boss, but if he goes up and starts messing around with those other right-hand turns, he's gonna get looped around and stuff. I was really surprised at the length of this Palace 3.
Yeah, so far Patrick taking the route that you'd expect. We'll see what happens as he gets to the next fork here.
Does he activate the boss fight?
Well, he's still he just cleared the lava room with the second elevator. Finds that left-facing dead end. Decides this is not a dead end.
No.
Just decides he wants to take this left. This is not the item room version. This is the room with the fires.
That's another elevator here, though. So this might be our elevator. Not yet. Oh, this P3 does have a few branches to it. Wow.
Yeah, I think you came in from the other side of this room, traiLZ. I think that left loops around. Yeah. Okay, well, it looks like everything loops around and you need to go left here. Anyway, just an unfortunate 3 is unfortunately TAH pretty much taking the same kind of routing Patrick did, where he's just gonna find everything else in this vanilla shuffle GP, and it's all wrong.
Hey, Chroma got his attack 4. It is on the stream.
It's good to see.
Yes, Patrick is he'll be at Rebo in 2 seconds. This is the room that has the elevator that goes to Rebo.
TAH has entered the right cave. Go back. Go back. Okay, TAH does some thinking, realizes this is basically the only cave he's got left in Death Mountain, and it is going to lead him to his glove. Good use of Fire Shield from Patrick, but misses the stab, so he's going to have to wait a little bit.
Easy Rebo at attack 6 there.
What was Fire like to?
Just shield. Pretty much all of the nice-to-have spells were not particularly great, but
Alan with the angry stabs.
Yeah, he knows, based on your clear time, what this seed could have been, and you know he's basically checked everything, and he's got to be, you know, at least if it's me, I got to be thinking in the back of my head, Patrick's going to be done any second now, and he's not that far behind, but being about a full Palace 3 behind, if there were a different GP with a lot of forks and some, then I would say that definitely has the chance to catch up. But assuming Patrick just takes the standard route through GP, he's gonna be pretty much unassailable.
If yeah, I mean, Tao's gonna have to enter. Is he walking out of Death Mountain?
Yeah, he just is taking this this route down to Three-Eyed Rock instead of taking the raft tile. It's probably slightly slower, but not a ton slower.
Yeah, so if he goes left, if he tries to meme it up and go left and go down and start like doing all the other stuff, then he's gonna end up having a bad time. And you know, I mean, I guess if TAH decides to like be able to, if he see, he's gonna go right. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty difficult for him to stop Patrick right now. However, you know, it's not over yet.
Yep, I mean, there's always the chance to die to Thunderbird over and over again. But 1:31, so roughly 30 minutes after Trails, Patrick is here in GP.
Yeah, and when it comes to routing, we were talking about this earlier. We brought this up about how when you're sharing a race room with two sets of runners, and obviously everyone had saw you finish at the time you did, and so they're thinking that, you know, this GP can't be that bad because, you know, you finished so quickly. If it was that bad, like they have or maybe you just gambled on Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain really early, but most people wouldn't do that. And so going in here, it's unlikely Big Picket's going to be taking any lefts and gambling. He'll probably just do that standard hold right routing, and that's where Darklink is.
Yeah,
this race should be over quickly.
I think there was only one fork you could even really gamble on the way.
There was a couple. There was at least two.
Yeah. Well, we'll see once Patrick gets past Thunderbird, which shouldn't be too long now.
Yeah, we were hoping we were going to see some birds in here, and we did see some birds. It just wasn't a very long GP, so.
I gotta be honest with you guys, man. I was scared, man. But,
yeah, when you're up against Chroma, you can never feel comfortable.
But when I found that glove, I felt a little better. Where was the hammer again? Wasn't it free on the east in Sunken Peabag Cave?
I think it might have been in somewhere like that. Yeah,
it was one of the Peabag caves out in Death Mountain side.
Death
Valley side rather.
Yeah, that was the sunken one. That was one of the last things I found, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's I don't blame you for getting into the position you were in and being like, wow, I just start clearing palaces. Like, you were the first one to the east and then also the first one to be like, well, it's palace clearing time.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't in Death Mountain, then it was either going to be in P2, P5, or P6.
Yeah, you had Chroma found Barba, or Guma. Chroma found Guma just about as fast as you did, but immediately left after clearing it. You had done a little bit of looking. We were wondering whether you were gonna decide to dip that or Death Mountain first, just with the number of extra rooms you had checked. But
I held right. I left. I double backed out of the Guma room, and I just held right until it dead ended, and then I was like, well, I'm not gonna backtrack, so I guess off to the next.
Yep.
Yeah, we saw everyone come back to P5. I don't think we got an item out of P5. I think it was glove blocked. So that was a good call.
Man, the item in glove block was the item in P5 was glove block too. Man, that sucks.
Yeah, we saw a lot of digging back into these palaces, and so three obviously had that quick glove block, but five, there was some exploration to be had, and I don't think we saw the item out of 5 at all, but we saw a lot of digging.
Yes,
I think it's one more room to the right is Darklink.
Yep, and Patrick gonna check the elevator and just take standard routing here.
I can't imagine Alan's gonna want to finish this, so he'll probably call it quits here as well. We'll have to wait and see, though.
Patrick, one hit away from death here on Darklink. I know he's got 2 more lives in reserve, and he's going to use one of them. And coming back with shield and 7 bars of life. We should see a finish pretty quickly here.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, like you were saying, not really too confusing of a seed overall. It was just find the glove. And I guess the Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain could end up taking people in the wrong direction, as we had seen on Patrick and Alan's side. But Rando, as we were talking about earlier, Rando is Rando, and sometimes you guess right and sometimes you guess wrong, and it is just the nature of the beast and how fast you can clear the wrong choice before you get pointed in the right direction. And sometimes wild gambles are rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be true of pretty much every rando, and definitely paid off here for traiLZ. I mean, at this point, not necessarily a wild gamble, but you know, decision to check a location I think other people wouldn't check, and it pays off. And TAH here placing his 6th gem. We'll see if he wants to go on or just call it a day. At this point, maybe he'll decide to finish it out. There's not that much more of the seed to go.
Or so he's hoping.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm probably just gonna cut out here, man. But thank you guys for everything. It was a cool race. I kind of hate when it comes down to like Vanilla Death Mountain and whoever finds the lucky pass first. It doesn't really feel like a real win, but it was still a fun race nonetheless. And I don't know. I guess the 3-0, I guess, punched me into the brackets rounds, I guess.
Yeah. You've now clenched a spot in the brackets as well. GG on that.
Also clenched a difficult race next week, basically regardless.
I guess who though? Who's racing? Who's also 3-0?
Well, right now it's only Big Slamu is 3-0, and otherwise we've got a few more 2-0 matches coming this week. Myself and JJ were both 2-0. We're racing sometime. It should be tomorrow night, but we might have to switch some schedules around. We've got 3 races happening right next to each other tomorrow night, so I don't know what's going to happen with juggling that around. Looking at the schedule.
So there's going to be quite a few 3-0s.
Yeah, Level Engine and Ghost Dunk. That's a pair up and pair down. Level Engine is 2-0. Did Jay Coper go 2-0?
No, Jay Coper's currently 1-1. He'll be racing on Thursday night.
Yeah, I've had a rough ride, man. I had Jay Cooper, I had Chromataclysm, and I had a guy named Pickles and Beer.
Yeah, Pickles and Beer's a newer runner, but a tough one. Our race was very, very close this week, so.
Yeah, he definitely knows how to play the game, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's got it down. He definitely does. I did the bootleg restream for that one, and that was a fun watch. Do comms, tracking on, and everything. And I think it's just obvious. You know, the more experience you have with the randomizer, the better off you are. And probably doesn't have a lot of experience with 4.0, but definitely, if he had some more, definitely would be a much tougher opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm gonna jump out here, man, and hey, thank you guys for everything you guys do.
You bet. GG again. Do we have a wild big picket? I don't know if we're going to get a Patrick in voice chat here.
Nope, he has determined that it is too close to bedtime and is just calling it. I can't blame him.
Okay. Which is just Alan here in GP. Do we know this room? Oh, we do know this room because here's our triple triad 3-color bird room.
Yep, and no shield spell cast. Thinking about it, but a bit too late.
Alan taking a page out of my book here. Take some damage, realize it's a dangerous room, and then shield with 1 hit left.
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar with that particular strategy. But learned his lesson the second time around. Just you see a bird knight, you cast shield immediately, especially with it being so cheap linked to fire. And none of our runners with the upstab skip here.
Yeah, I was going to say, thankfully, all of our runners who've pushed in, even Chroma, who did dip out, I believe he grabbed upstab as well. So, yeah, wouldn't have been a problem here. But even some of our runners knowing the upstab block skip for this particular room.
But yeah, TAH finding the cool little Easter egg that section of roof has a hole in it.
Yeah, I think he jump up there first and get caught on the edge of the ceiling? That's happened to me before. It totally throws you off.
Yeah, he did, and went back to investigate it since he already knows he's lost the race. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah, it's interesting when there's a bubble in that room, and then it's bouncing around, and then all of a sudden it's up in the HUD, and you're like, what happened?
Yep, just little things to spice up some of these rooms.
I almost wonder if it was meant to be used as a landing room at some point, but then they decided not to do that. Yeah,
it definitely having a hole so that you don't potentially get soft locked or have to take an invalid exit.
Oof, 3 fireballs back to back to back there for Alan. Keep it together, brother. Keep it on the side, reset the bird.
Shield spell keeping him alive. Should be just a few more stabs, though. And he'll get a 1-up from this to compensate.
Oh, that's right. The 1-ups from the bosses. Again, coming in clutch on Thunderbird here. Very nice to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Early on, you like the 500-point P-bags or something big and like that, or maybe you're low on keys or fairy is expensive, and you're like, gosh, I love this key from the boss drop, but then you think ahead to Thunderbird, and you're like, well, gee, thanks for the key, or thanks for the 500 bag. These are worthless now. I want my 1-up. So 1-ups are good always, usually.
Yeah, they can be a little bit sad on certain dungeon layouts. You pick up your 1-up right before just putting your crystalline and upping, and you're like, okay, cool, thanks. But TH continuing to head right and shouldn't be too far off, assuming he just continues heading right. Again, you've seen Patrick and traiLZ finish already and get a little bit of that metagaming information. You have to know that GP can't be too bad, and yep, he's just going to keep going right to victory.
I always like to see the duplicate rooms very close to each other.
Yeah, it could definitely be the case that GP could have a lot of duplicate rooms, but especially GP, just because there's so many duplicate rooms in the vanilla game.
Yeah.
That even when you throw the community rooms in and you get a bunch of variants on stuff, you can still just find a whole bunch of the same room.
All right, so this should be a GG for Alan as well. I can't imagine that he's going to get trolled so hard he's going to game over here on Dark Zelda.
Yeah, taking a couple hits, but again, shield spell, 8 bars of life, 7. Not going to be a problem.
Yeah, he is getting a little trolled here. Little acrobatic, shadowy self.
And TH is finished with an official time 1:44:34.
As Chroma picks up his glove there in P2.
Yeah, it's found in its vanilla location, as is normal for vanilla.
Yeah.
Sure, runners would have preferred the glove to be there this seed. Although maybe not traiLZ, because he didn't end up picking that item out of P2.
Very true. See if we can get an interview from Alan. He usually doesn't do the voice thing, usually jumps into chat. He is going to be joining us in chat to give a bit of a rant.
As I think is reasonable.
I agree.
There's definitely a lot to rant about this one.
it's always interesting that when you see these races and you often wonder how you would have played them, it's too late to go back and try that. And, unless you could somehow Men in Black erase your memory like that with the memory eraser device. But just the same thing with the level engine para race we had just last week. That was very interesting. And I would have loved to have been able to try to race that myself without having any information to see how I would have played that. Cause it was an interesting seed. This one was also potentially interesting. Jetty on one level, but on another level, not so much. And it really came down to that Vanilla Shuffle Death Mountain on whether you could clear the rest of the seed fast enough to realize, hey, Vanilla Shuffle DM is going to be on the map for my items. I'm coming out. I don't have a lot of spots left. We might just jump into Vanilla Shuffle DM. But also trolly in the sense that it's Vanilla Shuffle DM and you don't want to jump in there. So you try to hold off as long as you can. And as we saw, plenty of the runners digging through P5 unsuccessfully, walking around in P6, finding Barba. Alan in chat there. Yes, took you a while to find Barba there, Alan. That was a bad P6 for you, but a lot of our runners trying to dig out items in palaces, and some of them unsuccessful. And of course, it just sitting there in Spec Rock, no big deal.
Yeah, it definitely felt like it was going to be the case this seed that whoever dug Death Mountain first was going to be our winner, and it definitely has been the case. I don't think anyone wanted to do that, but traiLZ being the first one to take the gamble ended up paying off.
Yeah, Alan in chat though, just to kind of fill him in on everything that was going on, is that what happened was that time you spent in P6 really hurt you, but at the end of it all, you and Patrick were side by side digging through Death Mountain. So you made up time somewhere along the way there, and you were both in Death Mountain. Had you had you made, just to put it in rando terms, made better, guesses, you would have found Spec Rock before he did. And then it would have likely been a much closer race at that point, especially since Thunderbird was right in the beginning, and then Darklink was kind of just a hold right situation from there. But yeah, we thought that was really going to hurt you in terms of time, but it came back around and you somehow closed that gap. And it could have been very close there as you were both digging through DM for the glove. Chroma, well, I don't know if he rage quit, but he was pretty far off from finding the glove on his side. And so I think he wanted to get to his all keys race that was happening tonight as well. So I think it was easier for him just to quit this one out. Really nothing to prove. traiLZ taking the 3-0, Chroma moving to 2-1, Big Picket moving to 2-1, Alan 1-2 now. We need 3 more wins from you, Alan, and we'll get you in brackets. I mean, a few of us need a few more wins as well. Nothing is clinched until you hit that number 3. So anything's possible. Still 2 more weeks for some of our owners, 3 more weeks for others, finishing out this week, and then 2 more after that of Swiss. We'll see how this all plays out. And of course, we have the brackets after that, and then we have the bonus tournament that is the Nibiru Invitational. So those who don't make it to brackets, there's still more Z2R if they want it.
More Z2R is always great.
I certainly agree.
Okay, before I take over with the end, do our wonderful, wonderful comm staff have anything else that they'd like to say?
No, just thank you to both of our wonderful trackers, and thanks to you for covering this restream at the last minute.
Ditto.
Okay, now is a good time to, on behalf of the ZeldaSpeedRuns team, to thank our wonderful, wonderful group. We had pro skill commentators in the Guru Murai, who's going to be doing battle a little bit later himself, and Elendar, who is absolutely a genius in his own right. As for the trackers, they did have to leave, but we have the queen of Hera Basement, Royale with Cheese, and the man who puts visual tracking in his name, VT Slacker. So, on behalf of the Zelda Speedruns team, I'd like to thank you both. Another thing that, Alan, no, that is why you are punished. I'm putting you in the corner for being Team Upstab. Okay, so back to, just kind of finishing up everything. We have so much on the Zelda Speedruns family for tomorrow. Now, about the Z2 races, right now we have one tentative for 9 p.m. in which I'm actually the restreamer for, and that is going to be the Swish Round 3 Homewrecker versus Sparkles. However, our guru has a matchup at 10 p.m. versus JJ Smith. And Level Engine decided to toss his hat in for 10 o'clock as well. We're going to see what we can do about that. I will try my best to handle those restreams. Ideally, would be nice if we could do, 2 hours and I'll handle, 8 the whole lot, all 3 of them myself. Hopefully, we can make some arrangements around that. But the tentative times are 9 p.m. for Homewrecker versus Sparkles, 10 p.m. for Mirai versus JJ Schmidt, and 10 p.m. for Level Engine versus Ghost Dunk. Now, we do have some games before then for your early birdies, and that is at 1 p.m., actually at noon. We do have the Skyward Sword Randomizer Season 2 tournament, Swiss Round 1, and that's Zelda versus the J-Dude. At 1 o'clock, we've got Windbreaker action going on, Season 5 tournament, Winners Bracket Round 2, Advocate versus Spytron. That's actually going to be a very good matchup. At 2 p.m., we have Ocarina Time Randomizer, Animus's favorite game, Mixed Pools Tournament, Grand Finals, Bro Tender those versus Icola. And like I said before, the night crew is always devoted to Zelda 2. So, on behalf of the Zelda Speedruns team, I am Krista Joy. We are going to be rating Zelda Speedruns 2, where they're having some LTTP goodness on. So, I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening. I'm about to bounce, play a little Phasmo. You guys have a good night. Take care.